Hi, how's everyone doing today? You're watching Beneath the Well. This is Derek here. Today I'm going to jump into Copperhead Volume 1. Now this volume is written by Jay Fanber and illustrated by Scott Goletsky and Drew Moss. Now this story is a sci-fi, a kind of westerny story that takes place on this little planet in this mining town called Copperhead. And the main character's name is Clara Bronson, and she is pretty much a sheriff that is being transferred here with her son Zeke. You don't actually really know why she's come into this little tiny place. You know, it's kind of up to question throughout the volume. But this first volume's kind of slow actually. I mean, there's not too much action in it. There's not too much to draw you in immediately, but you get the idea that the author's kind of just setting up the characters, building on the setting, which is fine and dandy. You know, some things just need that, and I'm fine with building on characters. So this first volume pretty much takes place with Clara arriving in Copperhead, getting familiar with the territory, meeting her coworker, who is this really big, you know, kind of hulking, furry alien guy named Budrophinicus. I'm pretty sure his name is. It's kind of hard to pronounce. But her son Zeke actually ends up calling him just Boo, which is kind of funny because he's just this big, you know, like Hulk alien that's all furry and kind of intimidating. But it's pretty cool. He's a cool character. He's kind of got this dryness about him that's really fun and comical, and it makes for some really good back and forth between Clara and him. But the first volume has to do, there's a murder with this family, this alien family that lives on the outskirts of Copperhead, and that's pretty much the mystery that this first volume is revolved around. And through that, you get to see, you meet all these other interesting characters, like this artificial human named Ishmael, this the town doctor, who's this drunk guy named Doc Mosley. He's pretty funny, you know. And then there's this other character who actually owns the mine, and his name is Benjamin Hickory, and he's a real jerk. You know, there's really funny parts with him where he's just trying to exert his authority, like, oh, you know, I run everything. And you get to watch Clara kind of knock that gesture right out of the way, you know, because she's obviously the kind of person that doesn't take anything from anybody, obviously the kind of person that you don't want to try to push around or try to, you know, manipulate in any way. She obviously takes her job very seriously. She's a really likable character. There's a lot of really likable characters in this story, and even though it is kind of a slower start, it's more like, you know, like I felt you could tell towards the end of this that it's leading up to something. You could tell that it's going to get somewhere big and that there's going to be some really climactic scenes here. So I kind of, you know, can give it a pass on not being immediately gripping as a story, because you can obviously tell that there's a direction it's going into that is going to pay off. So for the first volume, I'm thinking it's, you know, I'd recommend it to anyone who's a sci-fi fan. I wouldn't say it's the best, most amazing thing I've read, but it's definitely, what's here is definitely good enough to spark your intrigue if you're into sci-fi stuff like that, or anything along those lines. So tell me what you guys think. Did you guys read this comic? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it's this kind of setting's pretty cool? Did you like the characters? If you never even heard of it, do you think you'll read it? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it. Share it. You know, I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Take it easy.